Hello everyone, welcome back, and today we're going to be looking at a scenario of me fixing Europe's borders. Now, Europe has some pretty ugly borders in some parts. More particularly, we have stuff going on over here in Ireland that you will know. Corsica exists, whatever this over here is, this thing. There are a lot of things going on that I, in particular, am not very fond of about Europe, and today we're going to be fixing it to my opinion. And yeah, let's just jump right on into it. Heading on over to Ireland, we're going to see this thing getting united. This is a pretty basic thing a lot of people do, but it's kind of also a necessary one. So yeah, we're going to see Ireland getting fully united here. And they're finally fully separate from the rest of Great Britain. Now this is all one country and this is all one country, completely separate from one another. From here, we head on down to Iberia, where there is a small change that's going to be made. And yeah, first off, we're going to be giving Galicia to Portugal, and we're also going to be giving Spain this one province here in northern Portugal. It's not really an equal exchange, but it definitely makes the map look a little better in my opinion. Portugal is now much, much taller. They're kind of acting as a wall, blocking Spain from, well, the Atlantic mostly. I mean, they still have this, and they also have this up here. So, are they really blocked off? Not really. And now we're going to have a change that isn't really visible on the map, but yeah, we're going to see Spain getting Gibraltar back. This is a given. Why does Britain have that? They should not own Gibraltar. And yeah, from here, we're going to head on over to the Catalan region, which is pretty controversial in Spain because this region doesn't really want to be a part of Spain. And it's kind of controversial for me to do this, but I'm going to be giving them independence more so because I feel like it makes Spain look better since I gave Portugal Galicia over here. And yeah, expanding on this, we're going to see that Catalonia will take over and annex Andorra. From here, we move on up to France, where the first thing we're going to do is immediately give Corsica on over to the Italians. And that's a pretty basic thing to do. And yeah, from here, we're going to continue with basic things to do, like getting rid of microstates. We're going to get rid of Monaco here. And we're also going to get rid of this weird thing Switzerland has going on. And yeah, France is going to be expanded, but they will be losing a teensy bit of land as Belgium will be taking this small little thing that France has that goes into their territory. And now Belgium looks like this. Moving on to the Benelux region, we're going to see Luxembourg being united with Belgium, making Belgium somehow even more unstable. And from here, we're going to see them also taking this land from the Netherlands. And now this region looks much, much better. Moving on to the Alpine region, we're going to see Switzerland annexing Liechtenstein, and also they're going to be annexing a little more land as they're going to go ahead and annex all of the land that moves through this area of the Austrian Alps, as Austria will be losing a lot of land. I don't know how much percentile this is compared to their entire country, but Switzerland will be getting a healthy amount of land. From here, we move on up to Germany, which I'm actually only going to make one change to, and that is down here in this region we are just at. And we're going to see the Bavarian region losing this teensy bit of land right on over to the Austrians. Austria will take this bit of land. Now we're going to move on down to Italy, who is another basic one to solve. They're going to be taking over San Marino and the Vatican, who's not shown on this map. We'll leave Malta because Malta is doing its own thing. And yeah, from here, let's move on. Actually, hang on, I forgot something very important. And that is Trieste, which we're going to go ahead and give on over to Slovenia. And now we're going to move on over to our next region, which is the Scandinavian region. Iceland is fine. Denmark is fine for the most part. I'm actually going to give this island over here to Sweden. And from here, we're going to see new borders being created for Norway because Norway has really ugly borders, and we need to fix that. Starting off all the way over here in the east, these provinces over here, they're going to be given over to Finland, but we're not done with Finland yet, so we're going to leave that drawn in. From here, we head on over to the rest of Norway, where it's a little hard to do this because Norway's provinces don't like this. So we're just going to create a new line right here where Norway will be losing all of this northern land here, all this to Sweden. Now, I know this doesn't make much sense for Sweden to get an Arctic coastline, but we're just fixing borders. And yeah, now moving on over to Finland, we get to give a little bit of land over to Sweden. This land here, it would look weird if it was a part of Finland, so we're just gonna cede it over. And from here, we now see Finland taking over all this northern land here, creating a pretty cool Arctic border here. I like this. And that's all of Northern Europe. Now we head on over to the Balkan region, where this thing is an absolute mess. So let's fix that. To start off, we're gonna go ahead and move on over here to Slovenia, where we can go ahead and give a few provinces over to them. These two provinces over here in far western Croatia, they're going to be given to Slovenia, and now Slovenia is much larger. They already got Trieste, but yeah, Slovenia is enjoying this video. That is for sure. And from here, I'm going to do something pretty controversial, and I'm going to unite Bosnia and Croatia. It just looks better as one on a map. This looks better than this, so yeah, we're going to keep it like that. From here, we move on over to this region of Europe, which I'm struggling to think of what I'm going to do. The first thing I will go ahead and do is move over to this weird thing in the borders of Serbia, and I'm going to go ahead and get rid of it. This is another thing that I would definitely do if I had the chance to, and this chance is now, so I'm doing that. Anyways, from here, it gets a little more complicated because the borders of this area are very, very controversial. So, take this with a grain of salt. This does not reflect any opinions I have. We'll start over here with Greece, where we're going to be giving over a lot of this coastal land here. First of all, we're going to see a border drawn here, and then a border drawn over here. And, yeah, from here, we're going to see Turkey annexing this small bit of land here, and we're going to see Bulgaria annexing all this coastal region here. And I think that just looks better. I'm going to be honest. It looks better, so much better. And yeah, from here, Greece is actually going to be done with any changes to their territory. And yeah, now we move on to Macedonia, who I'm not going to change at all. Now, the real controversial stuff. I'm going to go ahead and expand Albania all the way up into this region here before I go ahead and give Serbia part of what they just took, because I mean, it doesn't look good being all part of one, and it doesn't look good being all part of the other, so we're just gonna do this. Serbia will get the majority of it, but I feel like this just looks better. Anyways, from here, we move on over to this region here with Czechia, Slovakia, and Hungary. Now, if I'm going to be honest, these two look better united, so we're going to do that first of all. And from here, we're going to dip a little bit into Far Eastern Europe with Ukraine, because we're going to give a province right on over to to Czechoslovakia, and that will be from Ukraine. And from here, we're going to see this province have its boundaries erased. So, yeah, this is Czechoslovakia in modern day. It looks weird, but it's here. Anyways, from here, we get to the main stuff that I want to change. And it all starts with good old Poland here. And yeah, we're going to start off on the province layer over here in the west, where we're going to see a few provinces being reassigned to a completely different country. You may see the border I'm creating here. It's a pretty historical one. Of course, it's not going to be accurate because Poland's provinces don't perfectly reflect this today, but we're going to see a lot of this western land of Poland being given back to Germany. Of course, I am not pro Germany over pro Poland. I do like both countries, but I feel like this just looks better. From here, we need to apologize to Ukraine severely. Once again, I'm not anti-Ukraine. I just feel like what I'm about to do makes these borders look better, and that is giving all this land over here back to Poland because it is, I believe, still ethnically Polish. It was during World War II at least, and I feel like Poland's World War II borders look better than their borders now. So yeah, we're gonna be doing this. And you may notice that the borders are not at all going to be perfect because once again, modern provinces do not allow us to reflect that perfectly. And yeah, Ukraine's area is kind of good, but Belarus is where it falls off. And yeah, this is what we're going to be looking at. From here, we're actually going to move on north because we're just going to throw Lithuania into this union. I feel like it looks better. And from here, we're going to add Kaliningrad into this. And now we have even greater Poland. From here, we head on over to the rest of Belarus, which we're just going to do that. And from here, we have this weird looking Ukraine, Moldova, and the Baltic region left. In the Baltics, pretty simple solution for me at least, and that's going to be uniting these two into one. It looks better that way, in my opinion. From here, we head on over down to Moldova and Ukraine, where we're going to be absolutely obliterating the remainder of this region here. I'm sorry, Ukraine. It just looks better if we give it to someone else, and that someone else happens to be Romania here, I say, because, well, we're going to be giving even Moldova over to Romania. I feel like this just looks better on the map. I'm pretty sure Moldova is not too opposed to this. I honestly don't know. I don't know the politics of Moldova. I know they have like Transnistria going on within them, and it's a little controversial and whatnot, but yeah. From here, uh, we're gonna change one last thing about Ukraine, and we're actually gonna be giving them land here. And this land will be from a Russian province over here in the Western Russian region. I have no idea what this province is called. I used to know, but I'm not going to remember here. But we're going to be giving that to them. Now I think about it, it's going to look better if we give this southern Belarusian province to them as well. So that's what we're going to be doing here, as Ukraine will be given a few pity points, as they will be given these two provinces here once again, this one in southern Belarus, and this one over here in Russia. And now this looks much better. Ukraine is looking pretty cool. And from here, we're done. Um, I'm liking this new map of Europe. Will I ever be using it? No, because why would I? Anyways, yeah, I gotta make a thumbnail now. This was probably a shorter video. That is indeed true. It's only 13 minutes long in recording. That's kind of to be expected when you're just redrawing borders. But, yeah, I do want to thank you all so much for watching. And while I have the time here, I do want to say, if you made it this far into the video, make sure you do subscribe. Liking the video also shows that you like this type of content, and it tells me to make more of it. So, yeah, if you do like this content, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Also, if you want to get notified for any of my videos, make sure you click the bell. I know I'm sounding like a 2016 Minecraft or like Let's Play YouTuber, but that's not what I'm trying to do here. Anyways, another thing, I have a new VODs channel, so if you want to see the past streams in horizontal form, you can see those there. You can also see the vertical form on shorts. I also stream those on this channel, so you can see when I'm live there. Alternatively, if you want to see me when I'm live horizontally, you can go follow me on my Twitch, which should be linked in the description below. And that's enough yapping from me. I'm going to end this video. Thank you once again for watching.